What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Spot Show podcast, an independent wrestling podcast with a few pit stops along the way. Okay, so
check your phone.
I'm looking. It's not even on my phone. I just brought up Facebook in another tab. I'm, of course, your host, Jim Mint 10 Dickie Wabash. Joining me this week is formerly fabulous Jason V. Right before we hit record on this podcast, Jason V called me out in a way.
I did not do that.
You call out in ways without even realizing it sometimes, I think. So I made the comment that lately I've really not been standing desk Dickie. I have been sitting in my seat the last couple of podcasts that I've recorded. And you said, oh, the novelties already wore off. And I took that personally.
Well, you shouldn't, because it's about options. It's not that you have to stand all the time. You can choose to stand if you wish. But
there's
if
a
you
different
got the old man, 35-year-old Dickie knees, then I understand. We want to sit down sometimes.
Why are you calling me out? Hey, I am about to be 35 because listen.
No, that's the past. Hold on. When does this come out?
This comes out the day after my birthday.
That's the past. Happy birthday yesterday.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm doing this little something called a backlog because I'm about to be super duper busy, and you're going to be hearing a lot of that going on this summer because I have a very, very busy summer, and you're going to hear all about my vacation that I was on next week. I'm going to keep it kayfabe because, hey, I'm just trying to surprise you. I'm just trying to surprise each and every one of you. You don't need to know where I'm going on my vacations until next week. So I called Jason V in this week, and then he called me out. He called me out for my standing desk, but what he sent me, we will put on patreon.com/MadBash Studios. People always want behind the scenes photos. I've heard that people like the behind the scenes stuff. So that's what we're going to do. We have my
stuff you get for free, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, they would want that.
Yeah, definitely. So I think what we do is I'm going to get a picture of my setup versus your setup. So let's go ahead.
Who's the bully now?
What's that?
Who's the bully now?
Oh, I mean, I'm not sitting here saying that I'm not a bully, but let's just get a picture of standing desk Dickie right here. Boom. Let's look at that. That is beautiful. I had to do a one-ski over my desk and be sure there wasn't anything embarrassing on here. Not that there would be, but I'm that paranoid, dude. Listen.
I feel that because I sent you that photo in private, not realizing it was going to be public knowledge about. I don't know if there's anything else in here.
No, there isn't.
There could be something. I don't want to be like Kid Riot having paraphernalia in my hand, taking photos in the Berwyn Eagles Club.
Yes, absolutely. See, I'm a clean cut guy. We've talked about this. I'm a good person. I don't really do a lot of nefarious activities. And I'm just always paranoid about like what someone might see in the background, even though I know there's nothing that they would see in the background. Or like I'm really anxious about my phone. Like I don't like people looking at my phone, not because there's anything on my phone. There isn't anything on my phone. I will openly tell you if there was. It's just one of those things. I'm really protective of my personal space. And I view that as like the pinnacle of personal space is your cell phone in a weird way.
Yeah. It's the idea like the government's spying on you anyway, but the people
it all comes out in the wash.
The people are saying, well, if you don't have anything to hide, why do you worry about it? That's not the point.
That's not the point at all. That's not the point at all.
You have a certain amount of privacy that you expect to have, especially living in, America, one of the top 30 or 40 free countries in the world.
You expect to have a certain type of privacy until your friend tells you, hey, I'm going to post the picture that you just sent me on my Patreon.
Yeah.
And all that.
As long as my flip-flops aren't being shown, it's fine. I can't remember what was on that picture.
Why are you trying to protect the flip-flops?
You got a thing.
Got a thing.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay. This is good to know. This is good to know. Hey, man, that
Content.
is talking about cell phones and talking about technology. That is almost the perfect transition for something that I want to talk about today.
Mhm.
And I think that people have figured it out by now.
That one was more natural. You're getting better.
That when Jason V is on this podcast, minimal wrestling talk. There's very little wrestling talk, and that's fine. When Oliver is on, it's usually very heavy wrestling talk. When Kid Riot is on, it's a good mix. It's a good mix, especially when we get him on Paid Show, because he and I literally talked about video games on Paid Show last week. But Jason V is where I can explore the non-wrestling side of me. Why did you when I said Jason V is where I can explore?
I was exploring. There we go.
Already off the rails, brother.
That's okay. No. But the point is, so you say that I don't speak a lot about wrestling, and I do a little bit here and there. Most of my stuff. Remember Maxine Dupree? She's the Intercontinental Champion. So
no, she is not.
In my mind, she is. But
forever.
Like, you were on here with Kid Riot, and you were talking about all the releases that happened in WWE. I literally knew like 3 of them that were still employed.
Yeah, like
I forgot Aleister Black came back. I didn't know I didn't understand. I mean, I knew Zelina Vega was there, but I forgot about her.
I mean, no man is ever truly good. No man is ever truly evil.
Is that a thing?
That's Aleister Black's theme.
Oh, I have no idea. So see, that's how disconnected I am. But I did know the 2 names from Evolve.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, Tyra May Steele is an Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah,
she's still super duper green, but like she's a gold medalist. And okay, we're not Gable Steveson, so maybe there's something there. But but Trill London is another one that it could have had a huge upside. He came over from the NFL, and I was like, okay, this guy he had kind of a weird street kind of flippy dippy like Crime Time kind of thing, which is a little weird, his gimmick. But yeah, so those are the 2 that I recognized, other than the obvious Kairi Sane and the New Day.
Yeah, the Kairi Sane one is the one that really hit me because I love Kairi Sane. How does it make you feel? You're in good company that you knew as much about the releases as Buff Bagwell did. Because shout out to our friends over at JTR Jumping the Rail. They had Buff Bagwell on last week, and they got talking about the releases, and he very clearly had no clue what he was talking about. By the way, overall, incredible interview over there. Shout out to them. Go check out their episode with Buff Bagwell. Really fun interview over there from Reb and Menders. But what was funny about it to me is they start talking about these releases, and it seemed like it was news to him that this had even happened. And one of my favorite moments in that entire podcast is they start talking about JC Mateo. And, Jeff Cobb, big, strong, very in shape, weird in shape guy, just a stout built human being. Buff Bagwell's calling him fat. And he's like, well, I saw JC Mateo and I just thought he was fat. And it's like, oh my God, Buff.
That's a pretty good Buff.
Well, I kind of just fell into it. I wasn't trying to do a good Buff Bagwell, but no, he was also some funny things that he said on there. He alluded to the fact, he said, if I still had both legs, I would absolutely be signed to WWE right now. And then
it went so well the first time. Yeah.
Yes. And then he also said that none of the top guys would even be booked on a Nitro card back in the day.
Oh,
so,
boy.
Man, he was shooting.
I love Buff.
He was incredible. And like, I was, this may get her in some trouble, but if it doesn't matter. I was texting Menders during the interview, and I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. And I even like shout out to Reb and Menders, like that interview with Buff. And like, I even jokingly said, if you don't make headlines for this, then something is wrong, because Buff Bagwell just called Jeff Cobb fat. Was not expecting that one on a Tuesday night.
No, Buff, he understands. It's almost like he's a worker, you know. He understands what's going to get a reaction.
Yeah.
He did the same thing. I suggested it to you. I don't think you ever watched it, but it's on Tubi. It's DDP Yoga, but it's like his house. It's a reality show, and it's called Change or Die.
Oh, and I think I legitimately did intend on watching that, but just completely forgot.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And Buff Bagwell is kind of like the big name. And he does that. The gimmick. He works him the whole time, where it's like, you know, I'm not fat. Look at me. I'm 265 pounds, but I ain't got an ounce of fat on me. Look at me. I look amazing. So my 265 and your 355 are not the same thing. You know, he's just doing that, but he's the bad guy. He's the heel of the show. So he knows his place, and he knows what was going to get him more screen time, and more screen time means that you're more over.
Yeah. And they handled it well. I think that I don't think they were expecting him to kind of go off the rail like that. But it was a solid 10 minutes of him just being like, well, I saw JC. His name's JC. And all I could think of is that he was just fat. And it was like, wow, dude. But no, that legitimately, shout out to them. Fascinating interview over there. I may or may not want to get Buff Bagwell on Spot Show podcast now. I think that would be really cool. I'll tell you who they really want me to reach out to and get on here is Maven, because I have been very vocal about, not that I dislike Maven, but I hate his clickbaity YouTube channel. But the thing about
you dialed it back. I appreciate that. Maven's my boy.
No, Maven's awesome. I love watching.
Me and Maven go way back. 2005. 2005. I'm sitting there at the door at the strip club, and then I see Maven walk in, and I see Maven before the green-haired hurricane.
I don't think you've told this story before.
Oh, I don't think so. But I have his autograph on my wall.
Oh.
It just says, best wishes, Maven. And I was like, yeah, that's my guy.
Did he walk in? Hey guys, Maven here.
No.
Damn.
The ego wasn't there yet.
But no, my thing with Maven, and I guess I kind of respect it in a way, is his clickbaitiness, because he's like, I invaded WrestleMania. And it's like, no, you didn't. You hung out in the parking lot and took pictures with fans and then asked them how much they bought their tickets for. Like, that's
hanging out in the parking lot got Jimmy Jacobs fired, so that's invading.
That's okay. That's fair. That's actually, damn, you bring a different perspective to things for me, man. I love it.
Outside the box.
But the point is, if I ever were to get Maven, I just thought of that. Here comes Maven. Raven. What? You know what I'm quoting. Jim Ross, my ass. You know that song, right? Yeah. Here comes Maven. Raven. What? If I were to ever be on content with Maven, I will be the first to admit I'm a worm. I would immediately just succumb and be like, not mention a single criticism to him. Like, I will openly admit that right now.
There's levels to this stuff, you know?
There are. It really started as a bit, which is a lot of things that I do. They start as a bit and then they turn real, which is another segue into what I would like to talk about. Because, like I said, when Jason V is on here, minimal wrestling talk. You're the type I can come to you and I can say, hey, man, here's the topic I want to talk about this week. Because as we've stated, my rotating co-hosts are usually Jason V, Kid Riot, Oliver Kane, whoever else wants to hop on here with me while we're waiting on Madrox to get better. By the way, shout out, get feeling better.
That's right.
You are the one that I can come to and I can have these crazy thoughts like, hey, I want to talk about Nasubi and I want to talk about the contestant and I want to talk about this, I want to talk about that. So I came to you and I said, hey, are you aware of this trend that is happening right now where Gen Z is almost reverting back technology-wise to going to the movies? Gen Z is the biggest movie-going crowd right now. That's a fact. I read an article about that. And by read an article, I mean I read the headline.
That's all you need. That counts.
Gen Z is buying digital cameras and carrying them around with them. Gen Z are taking iPods and using iPods. Gen Z is taking Nintendo 3DSs or just DSs and using them instead of a Switch 2 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's mind-boggling to me that this is happening, but it is also one of the coolest things to me because I think every generation has that moment. Our generation looks at like how our parents would use a Polaroid camera or a vinyl record or something like that. And
I got a Polaroid camera in the living room.
There you go. Absolutely. Yeah. That's so cool. But we're also seeing like more physical media come back. Like our generation has the nostalgia for VHS tapes, for CDs, for stuff like that. I have a massive VHS collection, you know, and it's all about, and we're going to kind of maybe not get into the psychology of this, but just the idea of it that like we're reverting back to the technology that we either A, grew up on, or B, the generation before us grew up on. It's weird. It's so weird, but it's really cool at the same time.
It's a fascinating deep dive. I have not done the deep dive. I'm in the shallow end at the moment, but I'm still very fascinated with the idea. I understand it psychologically. And the simple approach, like the most simplified version I can say, is the people are being overstimulated constantly.
That's the big one.
You have this thing in your pocket that not only is it your telephone, but it's your camera, it's your internet, it's your social media, it's your bank, it's your credit cards.
Literally everything you're saying.
It's everything that you need in your life is right there. And that's why people are having real crash out moments if they lose their phone, because it's not a phone, it's everything. And it's like we used to be able to do stuff like just go on a camping trip or go on the boat or just go hang out with buddies. And that would be it. That was the environment. And now it's like, look at any picture of a group that doesn't know they're being photographed. And at least some of them are going to be looking at their phone. They're literally in front of the people that they want to be around, but they're glued to this screen. So I can understand why some of these people are like, okay, I need a detox. So I need to go ahead and back off. Like I'm doing that currently, and I've been doing that for the most part for the last year with wrestling in general. It is just overwhelmed my life for my whole life. So now I'm just trying to, a little bit at a time, just slowly back away. I don't follow WWE. I haven't followed AEW in forever. I don't follow a lot of things. But when it's MadBash's first show, I'm right there. When Cecil was running his first couple of shows, I'm right there. NVW starts up in Danville, and I'm right there. I don't hate the business, but I do want to have my distance from the business.
You have to distance yourself from things so that you don't hate something.
Exactly.
You have to be able to have that balance so that you're not all consumed by it. And especially with someone like you who was so ingratiated with UWC, I can understand why you would have that ick to it a little bit.
Yeah. And I was just talking to my friend Holloway about all this stuff yesterday.
He's not okay.
So no, he is my friend.
Have we talked about Holloway before on here?
No. Shout out Holloway. I appreciate you, buddy.
It's AI. You are talking to Chat GPT.
Okay, legally his license does say Chat GPT, but your license does not say Dickie. So are you real? Yeah,
that would be funny if it did, though.
Yeah. So I mean, let's go ahead and we'll call this out right here. Call this
like speaking. Okay, real quick, I want a McLovin. Okay, so
I have a McLovin license right here, and that is not me.
This is kismet. What just happened? I want to sidebar real quick.
All right.
Zach Abstract just texted me, and you know what he texted me? A link to a Spotify album. That's how that's what Zach and I do. That's 90% of our texts are sharing Spotify music. And it all ties in together of just having everything right in front of you, of where it's like normally let's go back 15 years. He would text me, "Hey Dickie, this song I just heard, you got to check it out. Look it up whenever you get a chance." Now he can just at his fingertips send it to me.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So now sidebar, back to what you were talking about.
I'm like Walter White because there's one fly in this room and I am obsessed with it right now.
Oh, I saw you earlier, kind of do one of these, and I was like, something's going on there.
I'm doing the CM Punk boxing with God game right here. But anyway.
But no, you're absolutely right. Like it's one of those things of where well, not you're right. I'm the one that said it. Of when you are just so
I'm right by proxy of you being right. Yes.
Yes. And then I'm right by proxy of what you said. So when you're so ingrained and ingratiated in something for so long, those detoxes do help. And I don't think people realize that. I think that's ultimately what this all can boil down to. And then also something clicked with me while you were talking. You're talking about how your phone is everything. To go back to our previous conversation that kind of started this, that might be why I'm so protective of my phone.
Yeah.
My checking account is on my phone. My credit card information is on my phone. My social media is on my phone. All someone needs to do is open it up and post something insanely offensive, and then I'm canceled. Not that someone would do that, but it's that idea. There was this old video from Gus Johnson where he did
I remember Gus.
Yeah. Speaking of getting canceled, they tried to cancel him, but he's come back. He was holding
I got a canceled story for Paid Show.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
So he was holding his phone and he dropped it and he's like fumbling with it. And then it's like the bit was like, what happens when you drop your phone? And it was like Twitter, tweet the N-word. His girlfriend walks in, "Did you just break up with me?" And then it's like all these things that were going wrong as he was fumbling with his phone. And so that's like our safety net in a way, is our phone. And something I noticed a few years ago on a family vacation, my nieces and my nephew all glued to their phone. But something that I was really starting to notice is and I made a prediction, natural selection or natural evolution in general. Humans are going to evolve to have a natural hunch. I guarantee it. Because that's going to be conducive to us looking down at our phone.
They already have that.
Yeah, it's already happening.
Kara has it. The
The
unofficial clinical term is text neck.
Yeah.
So they've already given it a nickname. It's got an actual medical term and whatever.
One of my nieces and my nephew both had the text neck.
Yeah. And it's just because you're unnaturally looking down for way too long in the day. So your vertebrae and everything just kind of adjust to that. It's the same like when you're on the toilet, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Like you're never intended to be hunched over. You're actually putting too much pressure on your intestinal tract and your colon and whatever else.
So I don't know if he would get mad at me for telling this story, but he probably wouldn't. Years ago, I remember Harker, we were having this conversation. It was whenever the Squatty Potty became really popular.
Yeah.
And he goes, Harker goes, the other day I went to the bathroom and I squatted down the way that we're naturally supposed to squat down as humans. And it was very comfortable, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, and I felt great afterwards. The toilet we're not meant to sit that way. And then you're on your phone and you're hunched and you're looking down and then your legs go asleep and then other things happen, but we keep joking about standing desk Dickie. I keep, it's a bit, but genuinely when I'm using this standing desk, when I'm done podcasting, I don't have a cramp in my gut or I don't have to get up and like stretch my legs or something. Like this feels like more natural to me to stand up and do this. Like, quick little sidebar here. I'm actually thinking of getting a little desk treadmill. Yeah. I don't know if I would do it during a podcast, but if I'm sitting here editing, I would just walk on my treadmill or set it up in my living room. And if I'm playing a video game, like use my treadmill as I'm playing the video game or something like that. I think that's very smart. When I get back from my trip, I'm probably going to pull the trigger and I'm going to get that ordered.
It's a good idea. You just have to make sure that you do it.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure I will. I have a lot of stick-to-itiveness. I also have ADHD brain, and I'm done with something after a month. But no, I think I could commit to it. But I digress. That texting neck, like it very much is a thing that you see, and it's like the headline that I read was that it was like Gen Z is embracing discomfort. It was like Gen Z is embracing, here's what it was. Gen Z is embracing inconvenience. What they mean by that is that, okay, boom, phone, text from Zach, open up Spotify, play the song. What it used to be is, hey, Dickie, check out this random Japanese pop punk band that I think that you would like. And like, okay, go to Google, type it in. But even then, we're still talking about massive convenience because we're getting a little off track here, but it all makes sense. Do you remember the comedian Pete Holmes? I'm pretty sure you know him.
Yeah.
He had a bit about how humans are getting dumber. And granted, this was 15 years ago that he had this bit. He had a bit about how people are getting dumber because the thing is, the time between not knowing and knowing is going away because you can just Google it. Like how quickly do you just bring it up and you Google
Before
it?
Pete Holmes did, that wasn't an actual scene on How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah,
they did the thing, and I don't remember the years or whatever because it's like the show's like 20 years old now anyway because we're all old. But the bit was back in the day. Well, so and so was the guy that played this, and they're like, no, it wasn't. It was this guy. No, he did that, but this guy did this. And then they'd be like, hey, it wasn't Edward James Olmos in the in that movie? It's like, no, that's not Edward. Oh, hold on. Google. Yeah, it was. Bit over. Like conversation over. There's no conversation at that point,
Yeah.
Also, with that, I have a criticism from Mama Vendetta.
Oh, I love it when Mama Vendetta gets involved. I
forgot my mom's gimmick name for a second. So she said she loves hearing us talk, but we are all over the place and we need to stick to a topic. And I
think we're doing really well this time.
She will say otherwise because we talked about a bunch of stuff, even though they are in the same bubble.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
So they're in the same bubble.
But, okay,
connected
Mama
in some
Vendetta.
fashion.
Okay,
the Venn
Mama
diagram,
Vendetta. This one's for you. I'm going to bring it back.
Bringing it back.
The embrace of inconvenience, I think, is something that is fascinating to me. I have 2 PlayStation 5s in my home.
Mm-hmm.
One is in my bedroom. One is in my living room. Now, granted, video games are going towards mostly all digital anyway.
Mm-hmm.
However,
that's a whole other thing. And I think that's
yep.
That's a whole other podcast because it's
Yes.
going crazy right now.
Oh, it definitely is. So the inconvenience of it is that if I want to play Yakuza Like a Dragon, I gotta eject the disc.
You're gonna inject it.
Yes, I gotta eject the disc from my living room, take it into my bedroom, put it in, and then I gotta download the cloud data to the new console. But there's something about that I really enjoy. Because whenever you hear people talk about retro video games, what's the one thing that you always hear them say, or at least I always hear them say? I remember when you could just put it in and it would play. And I think that's what's happening right now with this embracing of inconvenience. It's almost like, yes, all this stuff is at my fingertips right now. I could go to Spotify, type in this song. There's every single Weezer song. Or you just pull out your iPod, scroll. Okay, boom. There's the Red album. And in a way, it's all, I think, ties into you said it, overstimulation, and it can be overwhelming to just have that much.
And you know what that iPod has? No ads. No
ads. Yes.
No commercials. No premium subscription fees. No $4.99 a month for this or that or whatever. I'm paying $139 for Amazon Prime, but man, it's going to be another X amount of dollars if I want to get it ad free. Well, you were ad free to begin with. What are you doing to me?
Yeah.
Netflix, Hulu, Disney. That was the fly that just crawled over the webcam. Did you see that?
I did.
That was terrifying. Jeff Goldblum's awesome. Over here in my house.
But no, you're absolutely right. Now, granted, hey, guess what I do? You pay me money. You don't have to listen to ads. So I understand it's a flawed system, but that's just the way it is. Sorry. It's just the way it is. And
so here's a better one. Okay.
Yes.
So we're talking, this actually stems into it because we're in the world. Not only are people trying to go back to the dumber technology, for lack of a better term.
They actually are calling it that stuff. Yeah, they 100% are calling it dumber technology. Like people are calling it dumb phones and stuff like that.
Yeah, opposite of smartphone being a dumb phone and all that stuff. But the piracy market is sky high right now. Gigantic. And the whole motto of it is the fact that if buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing. Because you can buy a movie on Amazon Prime and you can pay $35 for this brand new release that just hits Amazon Prime the day it hits theaters. And then they don't have that contract anymore. They don't have that license and it's gone. They can just choose. Sony did that a couple years ago and it became a huge stink where just things that you were buying off of the PSN network, they just were just deleting.
There's a couple of things I've bought off Amazon Prime that it's not on there anymore, but I still own it though. So that's good. Like I can still stream it. But no, I know exactly what you're saying.
But you're purchasing a license and whenever they want to, whatever this company is, ABC company, whether it's Netflix, whether it's Amazon, whether it's whatever, they can just revoke that license, say, oh yeah, so you didn't pay for that. You paid to be allowed to watch it or to be allowed to play it. I mean, think about any of these games that were live service and they've stopped doing the live service.
Oh man, there's been, like they literally just shut down. This game was supposed to be huge. And there's two instances that I can think of. Concord and Midgard is what they were called. And they were live service, play online games. Concord shut down in like 2 weeks. Can't play it anymore. And then Midgard lasted like a month maybe. But it's like, thank God, like that Midgard was free. I think Concord you had to buy. But it's like, what if you buy this game and then all of a sudden they just shut the servers down? You can't play it anymore.
Yeah, and that's a very real possibility. If it hasn't happened already, it will be before too long. Or maybe you can buy a secondary Prime Super Uber subscription,
Yeah. And
and
that's
then you
kind
get
of
extra access.
that's kind of what a lot of what people are thinking about. Like, it's easy to just pull out your cell phone and take a picture, but it's like also you run out of storage on that phone, and you also they make you pay for more storage to keep your phone or keep your photos.
Yeah, the photos and videos, and they use very aggressive language.
Yes.
They say, yeah, hey, you need to pay this 99 cents now or your photos will be deleted forever.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
and I have
you're not deleting it forever, you're deleting it off the cloud. It's still on your physical device.
And I have a theory as to why a lot of this is reverting back to this era of inconvenience. And we're going to get into that right after I remind each and every one of you that this is, of course, the Spot Show podcast. Each and every week, my friends and I get together and we talk about the wacky world of independent wrestling and everything in between. Sometimes we don't even talk about wrestling at all. Sometimes we scratch the surface. But here's the thing. If you like what we're doing here, you can, of course, go on over to patreon.com/MadBash Studios. Back us at the $5 or above tier there. You're going to get all of our shows early and ad free. You can't beat that with a stick. For less than a cup of coffee a month, you can keep the microphones on and the envelopes full. But I get it. Sometimes you don't have the extra money you can toss our way. Maybe you got a wild hair up your ass and you want to go buy a digital camera, or you're trying to track down an old iPod or an old Nintendo 3DS or a Game Boy even. I understand, because I can support that. But you can still support us all along the way. Yeah, you can. Go to madbashstudios.com. There you'll find links to all of our social media. Follow us on Facebook. Give us a subscribe on YouTube. Go to your favorite podcasting platform. Leave us a 5-star review. Go to the YouTube. Leave us a comment on the podcast on YouTube. That is how we get more eyes on this, because that almighty algorithm sees that there's activity going on here. Some dates and plug skis for you, of course, over on the Patreon right now. Matches from Event Horizon have started rolling out. We've got 3 matches up there right now. Hans Carden versus Zach Abstract, Aaron Williams versus Oliver Kane, and Colby Jack versus Devontae Knox. 3 of the best matches on that card. But listen, the entire card was great. I'm just going to throw that out there. The full show will be available on Patreon at the $10 tier for a limited time. Then it will be uploaded to the YouTube channel. But to get that early access, you can, of course, go to patreon.com/MadBash Studios. The big one, May 23rd, MadBash Wrestling presents The Gang Wrestles for the Troops. The main event on that night, Devontae Knox and Christian Rose. The MadBash Wrestling Championship and the Dreamwave Alternative Championship are both on the line. Who is going to walk out a double champion? Only way to find out is to buy your ticket. Again, Marshall, Illinois, the American Legion, 302 South 8th Street in Marshall. Doors open at 6 local time. Show starts at 7 local time. And when I say 7, I mean 7. That show's going to start at 7. That was one of Jason V's favorite things about my show, is that I said it started at 7 and it was starting at 7. Listen, this show, I'm sorry to cut you off. Were you going to say something?
I said yeet.
Yeet. This show is a special one because we are going to be doing a raffle at the show. All the proceeds from that raffle are going to be going to the American Legion there in Marshall. So it's going to be a very good cause. Check that out. Again, May 23rd, MadBash Wrestling presents The Gang Wrestles for the Troops. I think that his mania is not confined to the ring on that one. Listen, the idea has crossed my mind to get someone to dress up as the Maniac. But
$30 weekdays, $50 weekends.
Weekends.
That is not a lot of money.
My boys. Oh, my boys. Oh. I love my favorite line of that whole thing is, you remind me of my kids. They go, oh, you got kids, maniac?
No, not anymore.
No.
I have a good Roddy Piper, too.
It's all right. It's all right.
But all right, like I said, you can get our shows early and ad-free on Patreon. But if you are not on the Patreon, you are about to hear a word from our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Venom Energy. Hey, we've all been there, and there's nothing wrong with admitting to it. Well, what I mean is that we've all hit that midday slump, and we all need a little push to get us through the rest of the day. Well, what better option to give you a pick-me-up than one of the wonderful flavors of Venom Energy? Venom is what gets MadBash through those long show days, and we know that it can do the same for you. I'm going to sweeten the pot a little bit for you, too. Yeah, come to our merch table when you see us at a show, and with the purchase of a MadBash Wrestling sticker or magnet, you get a Venom Energy drink on us. While supplies last, of course, so you better act quick. We'd like to thank Venom again for sponsoring this episode. Please consume responsibly. Not recommended for children under 18, pregnant or nursing women, or people sensitive to caffeine. This episode is brought to you by patreon.com/MadBash Studios. If you head on over to patreon.com/MadBash Studios, you are helping fund the definition of independent. Hundreds of hours of content starting at just $5 a month. You are going to get early, ad-free access to everything that MadBash Studios has to offer, on top of exclusive shows starting at just $5 a month. That's less than a cup of coffee a month. You can go on over to patreon.com/MadBash Studios and you can support the dream of being unapologetically creative. I have a theory, Vendetta.
Is it praising yourself for doing a series of commercials before you roll the commercials?
No.
I do like that.
Because I hit
that.
it every time.
Yeah, you're doing all right.
I have a theory, though. Something that you were saying. You were talking about you're buying a license.
Oh, before that, I do have a question about your next show.
Oh, yes.
If we can go ahead and start part 2 of this podcast with a little bit of wrestling. You got Devontae Knox, you got Christian Rose, you got a banger incoming title for title.
Yes.
Now I know.
Oh, don't.
I do know Devontae has full express permission.
Yeah.
Does the owner of Dreamwave know that Christian Rose is bringing the belt?
Yes, they know.
Okay, so they have heeded our warning, and the wrestling world is a little bit better for it.
I think that they listened to Paige show the last time that you were on, and that's how they learned that, you kind of got to be aware of what your champions are doing.
You never know. You never know where the information is going to hit. Sometimes it's spot show, sometimes it's paid show. You might as well throw $5 down and go ahead and hit them both. Get them from both sides.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Speaking of throwing money down.
What are we buying? Are you buying that phone I sent you a link to?
No, you sent me a link to a phone?
Yeah. Because I was thinking about it. And then I talked to Holloway, and he said, maybe don't go all in
this
with
one.
that.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, don't go all in with that just yet. Just try to put some time constraints, limit your screen time, all that stuff,
Yeah.
Do that first. Then
a dumb phone.
Go to the dumb phone. It was a Nokia brick.
Yeah.
But a 2026 version. It looks awesome.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
My theory.
Yeah, go ahead.
My theory. We're talking about buying licenses. And I think where a lot of this is coming from is Gen Z is realizing, I don't actually own this. I would really like to, though. So I'm going to buy it. Whether it be digital or whether it be physical. And this ties into the iPod thing. I want to own my music. That's one thing, because I have fallen into this rabbit hole, Brian. I have, and you know that I have because I told you that I did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the big thing that I keep seeing with a lot of this. So you want to actually own your music, and it's like, here's how you can do that. And it's like, oh my God. And I think that that's what a lot of it is coming down to, is that these younger generations are smarter than we are. And they're being like, oh, I don't actually own this. I would like to. So then that's what they do.
Here's a practical use of it. So using music as the example, you use Spotify, use Amazon Music, is Pandora still a thing? Whatever these other ones are, whatever you're using, YouTube Music, all of that stuff. What is the one thing that needs? And that's not your money. It's the internet.
Yes, unless you download it so you can listen offline. But still yet, you need an internet connection to download them. So
I don't know if you got hit as hard the other night at the time of recording as we did over here, but we had massive thunderstorm. We had hailstones. We had everything over this way. And internet was down for almost a full day. It was probably like 16 to 18 hours. And so during that time, I couldn't get on Netflix. I couldn't get on YouTube. I couldn't do anything. So while I'm doing my pre-work ritual, trying to get me a little bit of breakfast, go ahead and make me a little bit of iced coffee, go ahead and watch something on YouTube. Man, the YouTube ain't working. I can't even go to Netflix. I can't go to Hulu. I can't do any of the things that I pay for. But whoopsie, what's this hard drive I just found? And I found a hard drive that I acquired a few movies and TV shows and things from our friend Blake Reed back in the day.
We all did.
And we all did. That's how UWC Online season 1 is back up online, is because of Blake Reed. Shout out to Blake Reed. But I decided, well, I got about an hour. What can I watch in an hour? Should I watch Fight Club? No, it's too much. Should I watch Wolf of Wall Street? Nope. Hey,
love that movie, by the way.
I couldn't commit because I got to go to work. I got to be at work at 6:30. So when I roll out of bed at 7:15 and I'm getting ready to leave at like 8:15, I got to go ahead and do my thing. So I can't be too invested. So I started watching Aladdin, Return of Jafar. And then I quickly realized I've never seen Return of Jafar.
I don't think I have either.
And it was
abrupt.
Good? No, it's real bad. It's real bad. Right away, I'm like, that genie ain't the genie.
Yeah, I did know Robin Williams didn't do the other two movies.
Robin Williams did not do Return of Jafar, but the guy that plays Homer Simpson played the genie in Return of Jafar. And I love Homer Simpson, but I don't want Homer Simpson as the genie. And then in Aladdin, this is another Holloway suggestion. Holloway said, don't give up on the Aladdin trilogy just because Return of Jafar is terrible. Give King of Thieves a shot. And I had King of Thieves, and I go, let's do it. So I watched it this morning, and it was significantly better. Nowhere close to the original. Nowhere close to the original Aladdin. Of course, you're not going to touch that. That was magic.
Yeah.
But Robin Williams is back for this one. So right away, opening scene, much better movie. So, but again, I wouldn't have done this. In my IMDb account, where I told you that I've been making a list of all the movies and TV shows that I watch, so I can kind of, and it's for myself. I don't even know if I can share it. I mean, it's some interesting insights.
You should, if you really want to do that, you should get that letterboxed, as it's called.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. I just use IMDb a lot anyway. So, but I put on there, it's like, well, the things that you watch when you have no internet. It's like you just kind of figure out what you actually have physically, or in this one, on a hard drive.
But there again, that is perfect. If you don't have internet, and music is the big one that we keep coming back to, I think.
Yeah.
But let's pivot a little bit here and let's talk about other things like a DVD or a Blu-ray or 4K or whatever.
A book.
Yes. A book.
Yeah.
A book even. Well, why do that when I can just download on my Kindle and, but no, like years ago, when we moved into the house that my mom and dad still live in. This was 07.
I remember 2007.
We were waiting for satellite to get hooked up, and we had no entertainment of a night. So we would pop in a DVD and watch a movie every night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can't do that if you don't have say that my internet was down. Literally, everything that I consume for the most part is on the internet.
Yes. And I'll show you how lazy I am with this. There are certain movies that I do have on DVD, like kind of like cream of the crop movies that I really like, or niche things that I would be, if somebody saw me, like, what do you got Lars and the Real Girl for? But
why do you have all 5 seasons of Viva La Bam on DVD?
Yeah,
which I do.
Yeah, of course you do. So it's just something like that. But Lars and the Real Girl was the exact example, because I've had it in the living room on DVD for the entire time that Cara and I have been dating. We've never watched it. I saw it was on Tubi randomly. It was like,
and then you watched it.
And so I was like, boom, right there. We're watching this right now. And fun part about this, we're probably 30 minutes in, and I was like, I bet you think that Lars guy's real cute, don't you? She was like, ew, no, he's gross. I was like, oh, go to IMDb real quick and go ahead and see what's going on there. So she does, and she goes, that's Ryan Gosling? She's like, yes, he is very cute. I was like, no, you said he was gross. Yeah.
Oh, man. I have this DVD in my living room that I have really not watched yet. It's this movie called Siren.
Mm-hmm.
And I legitimately think, okay, so I'll just explain the bit here. V loaned me the movie Siren 2 years ago on DVD, and I have yet to watch it.
It's an hour and a half. Yeah.
I love VHS. VHS is one of my favorite horror movies, specifically the opening scene with Siren. This is a true story. I almost was late to a booking. I was debating in my head if it would be worth being super duper late to a booking to go up to Indianapolis to meet the actress that plays the Siren. Have I not told you that story before?
No, but that's amazing.
Madrox and
I will go there now.
Yeah. Madrox and I had an EPW booking, and we almost not canceled, but we're going to be insanely late. Like, I'm talking doors are open and you guys are about to walk through the curtain. You better get here. But anyway, V loaned this movie to me, and I haven't watched it. I don't know why. Probably overstimulation of all the other things that I have going on. But now this entire conversation has got me thinking, why don't you pop the disc in and watch it?
That's good. You should.
We're going to unplug for a little bit. You know what I mean? We're going to explore and embrace inconvenience.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's genuinely where I'm heading in my life. I think all of this conversation to say, for those of you that see this on House Show, when I remember to actually upload House Show, I'm holding an iPod Classic in my hand. This was my original iPod when I was a kid. I used this up until 2014, probably. Because I will never forget when I officially embraced using my phone as my music device. My iPod just became podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
And then I used this not much longer. And then I was just like, I can just get podcasts on my phone. And then this little thing has been sitting in a drawer for, I've lived in this house 5 years. Who knows how long it was sitting in a drawer before that?
Mm-hmm.
I plugged it in. It booted right up. There's no music on this, but there's a shitload of podcasts. And that is hilarious because there's some old podcasts on here that aren't even around anymore.
There it is. So you have a library
Yes.
that is no longer available.
Yeah.
So
then it makes me worry because I want to get music on this thing. Am I going to lose what's already on here? So here's my plan. I'm taking this thing with me on my vacation that I'm getting ready to go on. And I'm going to listen to a couple of these podcasts on the plane. Why? I don't know, but it's going to be awesome.
Because it's a time machine.
Yes.
So
ultimately, that's what all this is. It's a time machine.
Not only will you listen to that and enjoy the content, which I'm sure you will, but you will also then reconnect mentally and emotionally to you from 2014, from 2012, whenever you put that podcast or music or whatever it would be on that device.
Yes.
You will then, I did that. I found some old CDs. I had a book of CDs and DVDs that I had made years and years ago. We're talking 20, 25 years ago. And I felt the same. I was like, oh, here's it's a mixtape. It'd be something like petroleum jelly's the wrong kind for a sandwich.
I knew that's the one you were going to say. I knew that's the one you were going to say.
It was just, I would always just make up something stupid. And I usually rip it off of a comedian's bit that was way funnier than me. But so you take these things and then you kind of remember that moment in your life, like what you were doing, what was going on, all that stuff. Early, before YouTube wrestling clips, there was a video CD that I had, and it was just a bunch of compilations of wrestling clips that I had downloaded from one of those, like a FrostWire or a Kazaa or something like that sort of thing. Because you got to be careful with those, because what they say on the label wasn't always what was in the file. But
how many family computers did you ruin?
No. None.
I don't think I did either.
None. But going back to your point with the music, you were the one that bullied me into actually using my phone for music and podcasts and everything.
When was this?
I sent you, I remember it specifically. It was, I had a bunch of wrestling themes and I was listening to Jive Soul Bro from Slick. And I sent you a picture of my head-up display on my in my car. So the screen of my car, and it said that, and you made fun of me because it said USB. And you said,
"Oh my God, I forgot. This was just a couple years ago."
Yes, yeah.
You would literally, oh my God, yes. Brian would just download things to a USB and then plug it into his car. I forgot about that.
I didn't trust Bluetooth. I didn't understand the technology to a degree. Like I thought you'd have to, let's say if I want to listen to a podcast, I'd have to go into my downloaded folder or whatever and then push play every time I got in and out of the car. And I don't want to do that. Since then, I mean, I use it for everything. So it's fine. I understand it now to a degree. But at that point, I'd get my daily stuff ready to go, whether it be music, podcast, whatever, put it onto a USB drive, take that USB drive with me. And then that was my entertainment for my road trip, whatever I'm doing that day.
Yeah.
So
I completely forgot about that because I was like, wait a minute, was this like pre us reconnecting or after us reconnecting? And now I remember I was like, wait a minute, why does that say source is a USB? I was like, wait a minute, are you just, he's like, dude, I don't trust Bluetooth. I don't trust Bluetooth. And then I didn't like, it's kind of the same way that you bullied me about my standing desk, is that it wasn't necessarily,
we're back on that already.
It wasn't necessarily a bully, but it was just like, oh, he's making fun of me. But wow, I completely forgot about that. That's insane. So
yeah, it was absolutely after we reconnected, because before that, I didn't have enough. What's that called? Money?
It's called money.
I didn't have any. I told you a story yesterday where my roommate years ago, it's like they didn't have any money for rent or for our bills, and our bills weren't very high, but it was because they bought Subway once a week.
Eat fresh.
Apparently very fresh. Subway once a week. Now I don't have enough money to pay my bills. That's the kind of dire straits that I was in, and that's what I was doing when I was running UWC. So you are already way better than I am.
Oh, I know
just-
who the roommate is now.
Yeah, just know that.
Boy,
that you've already done all your stuff.
Just so you know, that roommate for some reason never had money, but I don't know why. I think that they were lying. But anyway, we're talking about the same roommate, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I thought so. Yeah, that roommate never had money. I mean,
it's okay.
But
it
anyway,
happens. Money's hard. It's tough.
Yeah, it is hard. It's hard. No shade. But so my question to you is this: I
have money now. I got my property taxes in the other day. I was telling you about that.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
And it was over $2,000. And
Yikers.
I look at it, I go, well, it's due in September. I might as well just pay it all right now. And then I thought about it and I go, oh, I'm able to just do that. So I need to like get outside of myself and stop being like, hey, Brian, your life sucks. Everybody hates you. Maybe I should probably go back to Holloway and get some more therapy. But it's like, instead of doing that, I'd be like, oh, I'm comfortable enough to where I can take a huge hit like that and it doesn't hurt. But 10 years ago, Subway almost made us homeless.
Yeah. And that's crazy to think about. And that's a glow up. That's a glow up, really.
There's a lot of glow right here too, because the hair do be thinning.
Why you think I'd be wearing a hat, homie?
The hair is thinning, and this ring light is not helping that.
So here's my question.
All right.
This is the way it went. All right. You are already an anomaly to me, and I respect you for it in the sense of you don't use Facebook. No. You use Facebook Messenger, but you don't use Facebook. You do not. I could not go type in your name and a Facebook account would pop up. So that's already pretty bonkers to me.
No Facebook, no Instagram. I had Instagram for about a week. Didn't understand it. I said, why would you have a thing where you only put pictures when Facebook can do that? And then I had Twitter, and I was doing that for a little while.
That's how I first really connected was on Twitter.
I think so.
Hashtag one of his better quotes.
And then I had Snapchat for a weekend because all the boys were all using it so they can get booby pictures from random girls. And I had it for a weekend, got no boobies, deleted that thing. Don't need that. Don't need that in my life. No return on investment, So
Snapchat got me in trouble a few years ago.
I can feel that. There is a yin to every yang. Just know that. But then the TikTok got here, never even tried.
Tried. I made this is a little bit of a tangent, but it still ties into what I'm saying here. I made a proclamation that I'm just done with social media. I'm not that I'm done with it, like I still use it, but like any new social media, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. There's Blue Sky now. I'm not going to sign up and make a Blue Sky account. If another major social media rises, I'm just not going to fucking use it. I'm done. I'm done trying to stay up to date with social media. The fact the only reason I'm on Facebook is for wrestling. That's the only reason I'm on Facebook. And
you got a business.
I have a business.
It makes sense for you. Absolutely.
Yeah. So all this to say, I am going to get an iPod back up and running and listen to music on an iPod.
I got like 6 digital cameras from my last electronics mystery box. If you want a couple of them, one's underwater.
Well, it's funny that you say this because I'm thinking of buying a digital camera and carrying it around with me.
Oh.
How willing would you be to commit to joining me on this journey? And let me preface, I'm not talking balls to the wall. I'm getting rid of I'm going to keep Spotify. I'm going to keep all my stuff that's on my phone, but I'm going to try to limit. I want to listen to music on my iPod.
Yeah.
I'm going to take pictures with a digital camera. I'm going to do that's about the length of it. I'm going to try to watch more DVDs. I'm going to try to watch more of this, more of that. you want to join me on this journey, or you just gonna
Brother,
send
I
me
think
down the road?
I've already been on this journey for the most part.
Fair.
For the most part, like I don't do that much. I've limited, like my biggest vice was like losing time just doom scrolling Reddit. So I got a timer set every day for that 24 hours. It shuts it off at 40 minutes. I mean, because again, going back to proper toilet etiquette, that's your garbage time. So start scrolling. You don't need to be in there for 40 minutes. If you do, you probably have an obstruction. You need to go get checked out.
Yes.
So, but I would either be hanging out in the car or in the bathroom or just sitting watching a movie that I wanted to watch, sitting on the phone. Why am I doing this? So I had to limit that. I do the same with YouTube. I watch a decent amount of YouTube. Like I guess that's still social media, but it's
gray area.
adjacent. Yeah. And so I've been trying to limit that. Like if I want to watch something specific, here's a creator. I watched prepping for this. I watched some of the Kid Riot versus Limbo match that they just uploaded a few hours ago. I was eating my food. I go, let's go ahead and watch this. I got to go ahead and podcast in a minute. So something like that, as long as you have a dedicated in and an out, there's no problem. But when you lose a whole day, or a whole weekend and you've got nothing, and nothing to show for it, nobody's going to die and be thinking about, man, I wish I spent more time on Instagram. I really wish I liked more posts on Facebook. Nobody cares about that.
Yeah. It's
always the real stuff. It's like, I wish I would have, got my house in order. I wish I spent more time with friends and family, all that stuff. So yeah, I fully agree with you. I mean, I will go as much down this road as possible with you.
Yeah, I'm ready to commit to this. And I'm gonna I don't have time tonight to dive into figuring this thing out a little bit more, but there's podcasts on here and I'm gonna listen to these podcasts on my flight. And if I'm just chilling, I'm going old school, brother. I'm getting the earbuds with the wire and I'm sitting.
Oh, that's a whole conspiracy too. Well, actually not a conspiracy. They've already said it. We'll talk about that later. We're already past the time, I think. Yeah, that's a whole thing where it was just, they got rid of those headphone jacks on phones on purpose. Okay. The cliff notes of it is that, Apple gets rid of the headphone jack because anybody that has $2 in their pocket can go to the Dollar Tree and grab a pair of wired earbuds, plug it into your $1,000 iPhone, and be able to listen to everything, no problem. Apple didn't like that. They're like, well, if we take that away, what if we create the problem, we can sell the solution?
That's Apple. That is Apple to a fucking T. That is why I do Google Pixel. I'm not saying they're any better, but Apple is the worst. Apple is the worst. I will take a Google Pixel over Apple. I despise Apple. I fucking hate them.
Good. Same. Android, though. That's where I'm at.
Well,
they're not too much better, but
yeah,
I'm too dumb. I'm too old, and I don't like Apple products. So because I've used Android for so long. But anyway, so they create the problem, they sell the solution. Now it's not $2 for some knockoff brand of earbuds that you get at a dollar store. It's $150 to $200 AirPods, Apple. And if it's not specifically AirPods, it may not work with your Apple phone. So stuff like that.
That's what's good about Pixel. I've seen people, like, you can get multiple different what the fuck do you call it, brands, and it works. No issues.
Yeah. Similar. I bought into the hype. I had one of the YouTubers I listened to had a coupon code for the Raycon earbuds.
Raycon is nice, actually. I had a pair of headphones. They were pretty good.
So I got them and I used them for a little bit. It's just not practical for me. I'm not so self-important that I got to have a little bud in my ear all the time. So just in case I get a very important phone call, it's like, no, I mean, we'll do that. But then piggybacking that piece, Then somebody like Netflix, who says love is sharing a password, a couple of years later says this is not part of your household, so you need to either buy an extension to your plan or tell your friend to buy their own account. And we all hated Netflix for that, but now Disney Plus is doing it, Hulu's doing it, a lot of these other places are doing it. HBO Max, I think, is doing it now too. Hey, this doesn't look like it's, this is part of the household.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why it's important, and everyone is looking at it to like, maybe we should figure out a way to own all of our content.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. But,
exactly.
Hey, here's what I'm going to say. Like, if you guys want to physically, I mean, don't leak Patreon content, of course. Don't be, I'm just going to finally say it. It was Anakin Murphy that did it. He leaked Patreon content. Don't pull a him and do it. But, if you want to download like the Spot Show off of our normal hosting platform and use it, yeah, go ahead. I mean, it's a podcast. Do what you do. Put it where you want to put it. You know what I mean? Just give us credit, of course. But yeah, don't leak Patreon content. But yeah,
or OnlyFans
or OF content. Yeah,
yeah, that's dirty pool.
Yeah,
these girls work hard, and that guy does too.
They do. That guy.
That one guy, the guy.
I do.
Alex something, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
But
I got nothing.
Yeah. Well,
I thought I was going somewhere, and then I didn't even know the destination.
But yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna do some research on trying to get this to work. Because I would love to get some music on here. I really would, and I think that. Also, I'm going to be honest. Imagine the cool looks I would get.
Nope. I'm already 2 steps ahead of you, and 7 steps behind you at the same time. Go old school. You either get a Walkman or a boombox.
Oh,
that's what you walk.
A ghetto blaster.
That's right.
A ghetto blaster, brother.
That was Rodney Mack's finish.
But all right, we're going to go ahead and hop off here. This was a really fun discussion. Part of this discussion is probably going to continue a little bit on Page Show. V has a story that he specifically wants to tell on Page Show. And I have another thing that was supposed to be the second topic of this podcast, but we just got so wrapped up in this one that I didn't get to cover it. So yeah,
it's not second topic ever. It's backup, just in case the first
backup topic. Yes,
in case we don't have it. We'd be like, well, so what do you think about that? It was pretty good. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and hop off here. MadBashStudios.com. Go there. You can find links to everything. That's really where you need to go. The big plug ski though, patreon.com/MadBash Studios. Go over there. Don't leak any of our stuff like Anakin Murphy did. Yeah. Also, you can find me, even though we just lambasted social media, essentially, you can find me primarily on Instagram at DWobsEditBay. You cannot find Jason V. You can see him.
You can get me on my ICQ number.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but cool.
You don't remember? You used it as a baby.
No, I'm not that much younger than you.
I know, but that was ancient internet. That was
okay.
That was like 1997, 98, something like that.
7 or 8 is when
it was before AOL Instant Messenger.
Oh, okay.
It was a precursor to that.
97 or 98.
The sound was always, uh-oh.
97 or 98 is probably when I had my first home computer. But anyway, yeah, we're going to go ahead and hop off here. We're going to jump into Page Show. For those of you that are on the Patreon, you'll get to hear us on Page Show. But for everybody else, we'll see you down the road on some form of content.